everybody. Again, here we are talking about Young Living again. Why? Because Young Living is a game changer and I love it so much. And so, what we're talking about is the hashtag YIYL. And today we have Wilson Lilchenquist here, and he is from corporate. What? What companies do you get to do like a one on one with corporate? This is crazy. Anyway, Wilson, let you introduce yourself. I don't even know what your full title really is that you do. And then what's your why for YIYL?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. This is fantastic. And I love the topic of YIYL. So you're going to probably have to rein things in and get me to stop talking. But yeah, so my name is Wilson Lillenquist, like Debbie said, and I am here from corporate. I am currently a part of the Young Living Canada team, and I love it. And I will stay here for every second that they will allow me to. Right now, my title here is the Director of Sales and the head of our leader development team, where I'm able to reach out and chat with leaders like Debbie and help support them with all the great things that they're doing. And so yeah, I'm so pleased to be here and excited to be able to chat a little bit more about YIYL. And so I don't know, Debbie, are you okay if I just dive right in?
Go for it.
Okay. Um, there definitely are a few reasons, and so we might jump into one or two different directions, but I personally feel like this is such a great place where you can help others, where you can be a part of a community. And I put that at the top of my list. There are other reasons, and we might get to those, but number one is this community. And I want to give two examples, if I can, about that, because I feel like I am just overly spoiled. I'm able to speak with leaders that are excited, that want to be successful, and they want to know how they can be the most efficient in propping others up and empowering others. And why would you not want to be a part of that? And I get really excited about many people working together to reach massive goals. And so being able to be a part of that is fantastic. But sometimes we don't hit those goals. And sometimes we need that community for support when life happens. And that's kind of, for me, that's kind of how I explain rough times and rocky seas, is when life happens. And one of the times that one of the many times that comes to mind about life happening is a story with my family. Top priority for me is my family, will always be. And I was actually working with leaders doing what I do from corporate, and had a Zoom call with a number of people and got a few calls on my phone. And when you get more than one in a row, it usually means pick it up. So I went on mute. I took myself off of the screen for a minute. And that's when I was told that my daughter had drowned. And I did what any parent would do. I lost my mind. I came back on the Zoom, said, an emergency has happened, I have to leave. And I drove like James Bond to a hospital. And I was there, and I saw just a horrific scene as they revived my daughter. And we spent the next week in the hospital with her. Now, this happened last June. And I was distraught, and the last thing that I wanted to think about was anything other than my little girl. In that time, I didn't worry about work because I had the entire executive team reaching out to me saying, we have you covered. You're where you need to be. I had the owner of a multi-billion-dollar global organization reach out to me and let me know that I was in her prayers. I have a community that supports me doing what I love to do, and that is supporting others to find success and to be efficient with their actions. And so, again, why I have been here now for over 5 years, is because of that community. Now we've had to go virtual, which hurts sometimes, not being able to be in the same space, but I'll take it. I'll take it every single day because it's a community that is there when you need it and truly wants the best for one another. And so that's why YL. That's why Young Living will always be a part of my life.
It's family. And first of all, like, my heart goes out to you because I'm sure you relive that like all the time. And but
I'm so sorry. I need to rewind here. Everything worked out the way that it needed to. My 5-year-old daughter, we just barely celebrated her 5th birthday. She is doing phenomenal, and we were blessed with the best outcome that we possibly could have with the circumstances. And so I am beyond blessed. But for me, I think back to that, and I think back to the support. I think back to the president of the company waiting to make sure that we were out of the weeds. And then as soon as they got word that she was going to be okay, the phone calls just kept happening. And they wanted us to know how much they supported us. Myself, the kids, everyone. It was just amazing.
this sense of family, just it's just crazy. And on a broad term, and kind of a little tangent here, I was just on a conversation and we were talking about convention, and I was saying, so I'm an introvert and a group for me is 4 people. So the thought of going to convention with 35,000 people was a little stressful. Yet when I got there, it was 35,000 like-minded people that they were there because they were passionate about helping each other and having each other's back. And it was the most extraordinary experience. So you have your extraordinary story, like firsthand, like boom. And then there's this broad sense of family and community that is just mind boggling.
Well, I also want to point out, and sorry for putting you on the spot here, but you were just a part of a leadership call that had 36 different silver leaders on there, and they were exchanging ideas. They were talking about what they can do to help each other out. And oh, I've tried this, you might want to try it, maybe change a few things. And it was about everyone finding that next level of success. And it wasn't about, oh, this is just mine, this is just mine, don't talk to me, don't look at it. It was, oh, this could help. And so there were that many people. So as much as Grand Convention with all of those people can help, right now we also have the smaller groups that are looking out for each other as we get prepared for something like Grand Convention. And it is a family.
Yeah. I have to share I have to share another story. So convention, and I had reached silver. So when you reach a rank of silver, meaning you've helped people who help people who help people, and you reach this level of community, I got to walk the stage. So 35,000 people looking at me, right? Of course, and 100 other people, but I was on there. And at the end of this stage was, oh my goodness, Carla and Bill Green, who are, I think they're Royal Crown Diamonds now. They're at the end of the stage with their Canada flag, and they were looking for anybody that was wearing Canada. And they greeted me. I didn't know them. I don't know, like I knew who they were, kind of. And they celebrated with me and they danced with me and they hugged me. And then I went up in, sat in the stands, and they kept looking up and waving to make sure I was okay. It was, I was crying because I have new parents, even though I'm quite sure I'm older than them, but parents, because they were taking care of me, like family, community. It's like amazing.
It is. And I feel like right now it's needed more than ever. Right now we have had a year of distance. And again, no matter how the things kind of go, the need for this community, the need for being able to reach out to somebody and just vent, sometimes, or feel like you're in the same space for just a moment and be able to share is so important. And yes, you have that support, but you also have someone who can just listen. You have somebody that, well, they can tell you when you're kind of being dumb, and you need to get back to doing what you know is going to help you out. And you also need somebody that's there that is just going to say, we can be in this together. And so it's just, yeah, such a great place to be for that and so many other reasons too. But I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you won't, I think Alexa said, you won't know it till you're in it. And when
Mhm.
you're in it, it's like, what am I in? Like, this is just so bizarre that this, for me, it like covers everything that's important in my life, which,
Yeah.
like, one umbrella, everything.
Agreed. Agreed. Yep.
So you've been 5 years with corporate. So I'm
Mhm.
sure you have some stories with that besides, getting the phone call from the owner of the company to say, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, this must be a game changer in other ways as well for you.
It truly is, and I think that another. So we're kind of going to go on a different track here, if that's okay. Just because being a part of corporate means I get to see the ins and outs, right? And I get to kind of be in the background for a few things, but I've been there when we talk about the just fantastic products, when we talk about the financial opportunity as well. And the one thing that I think is still shocking to me, because it's such a drastic difference than any other organization I've ever seen or heard of or been a part of, is going back to, we build pure products for a purpose and not for profit. And there's so much to unwrap there, but we were just on a call talking about going to farms, talking about how we can be a part of that process, and having pure products that are specific to helping people in all aspects of wellness, in all aspects of their lives, being able to add and improve upon what it is that they are experiencing is just so incredible. And I love the fact that we still put them up to the test. In a corporate setting, we will share what we like, what maybe not be giving us the results that we were hoping for, and we'll put them to the test, and then we'll start to ask the questions why. Now, I'm not smart enough to be in our research and development teams and things like that, but I have been there for the I'll say the communication throughout the company as we start to build upon what we already have with all of our amazing products. And if it isn't going to achieve what it needs to for those purposes that it's being created, then it will be taken off the list. It's not going to be something that we continue to move forward with. And with that being said, there are so many corners that most all other companies do take. They cut the corners so that it's a little bit easier, and we start to pull away from that purpose. And then, oh, we want to save a few pennies here, and they get further away from that purpose. And by the end of it, they have a new product, sure, but it is so far away from that purpose and that purity that is needed if you're going to be trusting it on your family, that it just is again, it is so comforting to be working for an organization that puts that as top priority. This is going to be a pure product for this purpose. And if we're breaking even on this, it is still worth it, because it still is what will actually go after that purpose and continue to move forward towards that wellness that we're all looking for. And it's insane to me to look at the last year and how Young Living has not changed, as far as we have these products for a purpose. We have this community, we have this opportunity. None of that has changed, but the world around us has changed so much that it is in dire need of everything that Young Living has. And so it's kind of our job to really start putting that in front of people as much as possible and letting them see what it is that we have to offer. Because like what you were saying earlier, we've experienced that, right? And we want others to, because oh my gosh, that was such a great experience. We want to be able to share it.
I had the opportunity of speaking to one of the Young Living people that was a member before it was even Young Living. So one of the first, she's actually in my organization, and I have her on a pedestal. I think she's just an extraordinary person. And I asked her, and I says, like, this whole seed to seal thing, I think it started out as a cute little tagline, and then it became the driving force that is bigger than the vision. And everything has to fit from seed to seal, highest standards. And okay is not okay. Like it is this driving thing, and it really does. It's just extraordinary, and I get goosebumps to the extent that Young Living goes to, that they will ensure that we are getting the absolute best product based on how the body works. Like this, it's not just here's the product, here's how your body needs to use it. So let's make sure that happens. And compromise just doesn't happen, from what I know anyway, from what I see and what I'm hearing. Like if there's no profit, it doesn't matter. If it's this is what people need, this is what we're doing.
And it's like so coming from other organizations and then being able to be a part of this, it truly is a joy, because there are no substitutions, there are no cutting corners or compromising what needs to be there, because again, it is created with the purpose in mind, and the purpose is the driving force behind it. And so if it's not possible for a certain product to actually serve that purpose, nope, it's not going to make it. It's not going to be something that we just put out there because it smells nice, or this is something that we might be able to make profitable. That's never part of the conversation. It's always, does it serve that purpose? Does it actually accomplish what it needs to for everyone? So it's so different, and it's such a breath of fresh air to be able to see that, and to be able to experience that and then share it.
Yes. So for the past maybe 2 months, this phrase keeps coming up in tons of conversations for me. And it's when the bottom line, profit, becomes the top line, you've lost the plot. And so I was just talking to someone this morning who is doing a nonprofit, huge enterprise thing. And people say, hey, we'll give you money if, and so it becomes with all of these other things, and you start losing her intention. So Young Living haven't lost the plot. It's not, the bottom line has not taken over what the plot and the intention is. And that is, I have to say, it's kind of rare, actually.
Yeah, that's almost like a dare or a challenge for others to look at some of these other companies that are out there and let us know if they've moved their focus. And case in point with this is shoot, man, another one of these IYL, and why I get so excited to be able to speak with leaders about some of the things that Young Living has to offer, is when we talk about the financial aspect of things, and when something's either taken away or changed, or I would say emphasized and trained on, and the reasons behind it. Because one of the things that I think is phenomenal was realizing that something is driving the wrong behaviors for success. Because usually if it's the wrong behaviors, you might be able to get a really short-lived success period, but that's not what Young Living wants. If we're a family, we want to build it for a lifetime. And so we actually have the relaunch of Silverbound that's coming in 2 days, right? So April 1st.
Yeah.
We got Silverbound that's coming back, and there's so many questions about it. There's going to be so many trainings and things like that. I don't want to get into too much of it right now, but I wanted to actually touch base on the fact that the change that happened was for long-term success. It was for helping people find the right behaviors that will help them for a longer period of time. And I don't want to overstate anything, but the last Silverbound launch, fantastic. It was so great. And we started to see a lot of growth from it. But what was happening is that growth was not sustainable. And so helping people map out their organizations just a little bit differently, still get the same payout, still be able to have the same recognition, still be able to have the same journey to additional incentives and programs like being able to go to retreats and things like that and get used to that behavior was more important than the dollars and cents. And so hopefully you guys can kind of read through the lines, because this is going to be such a great opportunity for everyone. And Young Living is kind of taking it on the chin because we wanted to set you up for future success instead of that quick payout, which then did not set you up for that long term.
Yeah.
So I love that, because we've kind of covered the three things that are so important, right? We have the community, we have the products that back it up, and then we also have the financial opportunity. So it's insane. It's so great to be a part of it.
It's so cool. I'm listening to you talking about the whole Silverbound thing, which is acknowledgement and incentives and all that stuff. But it's not, this is what I'm seeing or hearing or experiencing actually. It's not, here's a dangling carrot to make more money. Here's a dangling carrot to help more people. By doing these things, you will be able to help take the word and spread it more to more people and empower more people and get toxins out of more people's homes. That's, don't lose the plot. That's the plot. It's not that financial dangling carrot. That's an added little perk, a little extra. But the real thing is, how are you going to help people?
And it will always be that. It will always be, how do we grow our family or our family and help everyone reach those next levels of success. And I've been able to see it. I think you've heard me share this a number of times, but I've seen a member purchase a premium starter kit at an event in my first weeks of being at Young Living. And then just before things kind of got locked down with 2020, we were able to celebrate that member's Royal Crown Diamond Days in Utah. And it was phenomenal to be able to see that from start to finish. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone moves at that rate and things like that, but it's possible. And I guess one more why that I'm here is I've seen it happen. I've seen the support, and I've seen that growth from just barely learning about and joining the Young Living family and making it to the very top.
Yeah, it's all possible, which is cool. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, Wilson, I know you've got a busy schedule and you've got places to go and people to meet and all of that kind of stuff. So I want to thank you so much for taking time out to chat with me and sharing your stories, and give your daughter an extra little hug for me today.
I will. Thank you so much, and thank you for letting me be a part of this. This is fantastic, and I cannot wait to be celebrating you and your team as you continue to grow as well. So thank you so much, Debbie.
Okay, thank you. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.